Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to create the screen for your t-shirt project. So unlike the previous project that you created, you don't need to create a stencil. I'm actually going to create a separate screen for each student. And I'll do that for you for the first time. After that, you guys will have an opportunity to make the screens on your own. But let me show you what you have to do so that I can make your screen. So we're going to go File, New, and then here's Illustrator, and we want the width to be 11, the height to be 8.5. That looks good. And I click OK. Now I need to find something that I want to put onto my t-shirt. So maybe I want the, let's say I want the White Sox logo. White Sox. I really like the White Sox. So I'm going to go to Images, and I got the White Sox logo. I actually want, I'll put this one on there. So I'm going to copy this image, and then I'll bring it in here, and then I'm going to paste it, Control minus minus minus, click on a corner, hold down the Shift key, do a uniform scale so that it fits in here. I'm going to open up my layers and lock that layer. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to trace this out, and I need to fill whatever I trace with black, okay? So when I fill it with black, that doesn't mean that the t-shirt that I'm making is going to be black. The reason that I'm filling it with black is basically anything that's black on the screen will allow the ink to pass through it, and anything that's not black will not allow the ink to pass through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this whole guy out using the pen tool, and I want to fill all the shapes that I create with the color black. If you don't fill them with the color black, then the screen is not going to allow the ink to pass through, and so it won't work. So I know that you guys maybe aren't using black as the color that you want on your t-shirt, but for this process we have to fill all our shapes with black. So I'm going to actually I'm going to grab my pen tool here, create a new layer, and I want to, start going around here really quick. The better you can do this, I'm going to go fast. Hopefully you guys do this a little bit better here. And actually, you all know how to use the pen tool at this point, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here while I create this. Alright, let me pause the video. Okay, so I've created this first shape, and I want to fill this first shape with the color black. Whoops. Let's go ahead and find a color here. I want to actually fill this with the color black. Right there. Okay. So every shape that you make, you want to fill with the color black. I'm going to go ahead and make a few more shapes here and fill them with the color black. Alright, so again, you can kind of see I'm just tracing everything out and filling it in using, make sure that I fill this in, fill everything in with black on here. Fill that in with black, okay. Alright, and then I just need to keep going here, keep tracing things out, making sure that I fill everything with black. Okay, so I filled the S in with black. I still need to do the O and the X. And you might be thinking, so everything that's black in here I can fill with the color. What if I want to have multiple colors on my t-shirt? Well, if you wanted to have multiple colors, you would actually have to make different screens, different screen for each color. But for this particular project, you're only going to be able to put one color on your t-shirt. Okay, so you need to decide everything that you fill in with black here is going to be a color, and it's all going to be the same color on your t-shirt. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to actually fill all this in, and then I'll probably use black to make my t-shirt. But you could use any color that you want, but it's important for you to realize that anything that you make black on here is all going to be the same color. So maybe this will all be blue or green or yellow or whatever color you want, but it's all going to be the same color. So I need to finish filling these two things in. So you might notice when I've created my O, I filled the inside of the O in with white right here, rather than just leaving that blank. That's because once we're done with this project, you're going to actually check off that bottom layer that you traced everything out with, and this is what you're going to hand in to me. So this is what I'm going to print, and this is what I'm going to use to make your screen with. So I'm not going to use, obviously I'm not going to be able to use that bottom layer. I'm just going to be able to use this. So if you have to, like, if you have any letters, like the letter O, where you want the inside to be filled, you can. So if you have any letters that are on the inside like this, make sure that you fill them in with white. Also, with this, with the last project where you created the stencil, you needed to make sure that you had white that followed its way out. So like you had to find any white that was on the inside of the image, and you had to make sure that it followed its way out. You do not need to worry about that for this particular project. Okay, so unlike the stencil, you don't have to make sure that all of the white makes its way out of the image. So this is fine, having this white on the inside and not making its way to the outside. That's totally okay for this particular project. Now, if you were making a stencil, you'd need the white to be able to make its way out. But we're actually going to create a screen a different way, and I'll demonstrate how I do that in another video, but you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now that I've created my White Sox logo, man, that X is really bad. Hopefully you guys do a better job with using the pen tool than I just did. Tried to go as fast as I could. Now that I've created my White Sox logo, this is what I need you to turn in. So go ahead and save this. Save it as an Illustrator file. You can call it, you know, shirt or whatever. And then upload the Illustrator file to this Google Classroom assignment. Okay, so this create a screen for your shirt. That's what the assignment name is. Please upload the Illustrator file to this Google Classroom assignment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of those Illustrator files, I'm going to print them, and I'll create a screen for you. And then in another video, I will show you how to use the screen that I've created for you to screen print onto a t-shirt. Okay, so make sure that you upload that Illustrator file to your Create a Screen t-shirt.